We are the Podguyz Podcast, bringing it to you every Monday as we do, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I'm Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, we have the deliciousness that they call Le Picasso. Le Picasso. He is the engineer of ideas. He is the choreographer of color. I don't know. I was going to go with one more. I have one more in the bank. Where is it? Where is it? Cornucopia of cartoons.
There you go. Those are also words.
Le Picasso. Le Sparky.
And Sparky says hi.
Yeah, he says hi. Hey. Hi.
I'm telling you, people out there in Spotify are going to be really pretty sure that we just have a shared illusion there, Tony.
Yeah, you never know. Never know. We do have a fourth square this week. He is the impeccably, wow, if I could throw that word out there, impeccably diverse podcast madman, wize Otero.
What's going on?
Thank you, sir, for coming on.
Obviously, Tony just came back from a class called Teaching Kids How to Stutter, and he hasn't really gotten out of that.
I hate you so much.
you're the one
Sparky, I just want Sparky to know, Sparky, my favorite pod guy. Just so you know, Sparky.
Wow.
Yeah. I like how every time
Sparky, you better not fuck it up tonight.
That right into our faces. He's just like, I just want you to know I hate both of you, and I'm just here for Sparky.
Who isn't?
Sparky is.
So I have a story to share, and every time Will comes up on this show, which is the second time, by the way, he is a repeat offender on this show. I
think it's the third time.
Third time. Is it the third time already?
Might be the third time. Yeah.
Damn, you might be a three-peater, sir. You're a thruple in this podcast of madness.
Yeah, I think I come on once a year.
I love it. And every time I always have some sort of freaking madness that happens in my story, in my storyline, right? My life, my storyline, something happens that's a little bit of like, something happens. It's nothing that, like, blows up the world. It's not anything of like craziness, but in my life, it was a lot, right? So this is what grinds my gears this week. So this week I went to Walmart because I wanted to get a new shaver / beard trimmer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I don't know if you guys have been to Walmart in a long time, but I hate it there. Absolutely hate it. It's disgusting. They always have everything in the aisles, and especially if you go late at night, there's nobody working. 0 people working. 0. So I happen to look around, and I'm looking around, and where would be the first place that you would think you would find some sort of beard or shaving materials?
I would say online at walmart.com. You would just, order it from there, sit at the leisure of your own household, and don't do what Tony did. But I would assume it'd be near the shampoos if you're going aisle shopping, like old-fashioned Tony over there. He's walking through the aisles, surrounding himself with human beings that don't work there, but the robots that do. You literally become a Walmart volunteer while you're there at the self-checkout. And I love the self-checkout. You don't understand how many times I've stood in line and watched some pathetic old person who doesn't like their life ringing shit up at the slowest motion possible. And I say to myself, you motherfucker, I could do this better. Get me to do it. I'll get myself in and out of there. But Tony, were the razors near the shampoo aisle?
No. Wouldn't it be like health and beauty?
Health and beauty, you would think. You would think health and beauty.
Yeah.
They have it sectioned off into makeup.
Oh, probably because of the Batman movie,
they have all
the Joker.
The razor stuff at now because there's another register set up there for somebody to keep an eye on everything.
There you
that
go.
and all the adult pleasure things.
Yeah. Sparky
cabinet.
knows all about that. That's the first thing he brought up.
Sparky walks in there looking for razors, dildos, and makeup. Jesus
A
Christ.
one-stop shop for him. He's an S&M joker.
Tony.
So anywho's, right? There I am walking around for a half an hour. In the darkness, I'm like, oh man, where the hell is everything? And you can't go up any aisles because they all have them blocked off from every crate. Every crate's blocked off into an aisle, so you can't cross over an aisle. You have to go up the aisle in order to go down another aisle to come up the other aisle. So there I am. I'm wandering around in the oasis of Walmart.
Why I sound like a maze, like if you're in the labyrinth?
Dude, it's crazy. Like straight up crazy, right?
You're in some kind of first world maze right there. You're like, oh my God, I'm stuck inside the Walmart.
Dude, you're stuck in Walmart. It's horrible.
That's why when I go to Walmart, I make sure I go once, like first thing in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Boom.
So I
Boom.
could go in
Perfect.
and right out.
Yeah. Yeah, so they have everything blocked off. You're stuck in one lane, and then you're looking around, and you're like, oh man, it's 10:30, probably about 10:30 at night, right? And I'm looking around, and I'm like, where the fuck are these razors at? And I had my son with me, and I was like, Hunter, where do you see these? And he goes, oh no, come on, follow me. And he had no idea. When you follow an 8-year-old. Just FYI, don't follow an 8-year-old.
Tony, you were at the point where you already gave up, and Hunter says, oh, I know. And you're like, you know what? Have at it, child. I'll find it. That's where child leashes really come in handy, because you can just, with the range, you can just let the kid run off and follow the fucking rope to wherever the hell he is.
So did he lead you to the toy department or
yeah, he did. So he led me to the toy department, and I'm like, son, this is not razors, shaving needs, buddy. I need something. He goes, well, I don't see it. Nope, not here. And I'm like, no, this is toys. These are toys. You tricked me. You trapped me. You trapped me in the maze.
Did he get something? Did he end up getting something?
Oh yeah, of course. He's into Beyblades, so he got some Beyblades. So I'm looking around and I'm like, oh man, where the hell is this? And then I look over in the makeup department and I'm like, this has to be the last place. And in the makeup department on the last shelf is, boom, a cage filled with shaving equipment.
It's locked away, right?
Shit. I'm like, shit, that all locked up, ready to rock and roll. So I'm like, all right, I gotta find somebody. And I'm looking around, nobody at the register. There ain't nobody in sight. There ain't nobody working. They're all in the back dicking around.
So you invaded the no trespassing sign just to pop back there and watch them slacking off.
So out comes a maintenance man, and no word of a lie, he looks like a sloth from the Goonies.
Okay.
And there he is pushing his broom. He's like, doo, 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 doo.
I mean, that probably had to make it easy for the person interviewing him, where they're like, night shift. You have a night shift look to yourself.
Yeah, very much so. So I said, hey man, anybody working over here? No. Nope. Looks like there's nobody working over there. Well, no shit, there's nobody working over there. Can you get somebody to come and work over there? That'd be great. I need to grab something out of the cage. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call. So I'll call somebody for you. I'm like, well, shit, I didn't expect you to do it, man. If you can get on the horn and pop on the microphone, get somebody to come get me a key. Yeah, man, I'll get somebody to get a key for you. No problem. Boom, boom, boom. Guy comes over 5 minutes later. Two trolloping people right back after the other, right? And I don't know if he's the store manager or just a night supervisor or something going on, but him and some sort of other manager come over to grab stuff. And they go, oh, well, what do you need? And I said, well, I need to grab stuff out of the cage, but there's another guy who was grabbing makeup who needed you first. He goes, oh, I don't have keys. I'm like, all right. Well, can you grab keys? Oh yeah, I'll go grab keys. Yeah, that's not a problem. He goes, I said, can you help these guys out really quick? I said they were there before me. I'm being really cool about it. I was like, nope, these guys were here before me. I'd be happy.
Real quick question, Tony. What time of night was this? What hour?
10:30.
10:30 at night?
Yeah.
It's not even that
Nothing
late.
too late. Nothing crazy.
No. Now, and who were the razors for? Were they for you, Stephanie? Now, you don't really seem to shave that much, or grow hair there that much. So, are you mentally all right? Are you becoming a cutter? Are you
Kevin, this right here?
Yeah.
Takes a lot of maintenance.
No, because whenever Tony starts growing a mustache, it always starts the same way. It comes in full Hitler, and then kind of meanders around the middle.
That's because of my Jewish ancestors. I don't know what happens.
Is that what happened? They
That's
started
exactly what happened. Yeah.
They did some Holocaust breeding, and they're like, well, we're gonna make sure that
Boom.
only the Hitler mustache Jews come through.
Sparky has a picture of this, but we're going to cut into the picture real quick before I finish my story. Go ahead, Spark.
Gotcha. All right. So what do we got here, Sparky? Can I use this Friday?
Trimmer.
Okay.
I cut my scruffy face.
Go ahead.
No, but you can use this after the mustache ride. Do not forget the lube.
And you can see the one is Tony. He's got the scraggly beard and the two things of hair.
Just two lengths of.
Because if Sparky were to draw a hat, we'd assume that it had.
I'm a hairy Homer Simpson going on right now.
Yeah, basically. Tony looks like CGI art.
So did you end up getting your razors?
Yeah. So this dude, right, the manager dude, I don't know what he was doing, right, but he goes, yeah. He's like, I'll help them out first. He's like, hey, do you happen to have a magnet? I was like, oh wait, I'm like, wait, are you talking to me or are you talking to your assistant manager? And he goes, oh, the assistant manager. And she goes, no, I don't have a magnet. I guess you have to have a magnet to pull out the thing on some of the makeup. And she goes, no, I don't have a magnet. He goes, oh, I don't have a magnet either. He pulls out a switchblade and he cuts the shit off the rack. So
wait, you think that's the funny part of the story? I think the funny part is you thought that he was directing the magnet question to you. Why the fuck would he ask a random person for a magnet? No one carries that shit on.
Very ill-prepared manager.
No. He probably looked at Tony and was like, he looks like somebody who'll be shoplifting. Maybe he might have a magnet on.
He looks like a dude that would carry a magnet around with him.
Tony does follow the exact criteria of somebody that looks like they're shoplifting.
True. Man with child, carrying around Beyblades and looking for beard trimmers.
Oh yeah, no, dude, they probably thought that you already stole something.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah,
they were probably stalling you while the police showed up.
So I said he goes and he cuts the thing off the thing for the makeup for the other couple, right? And he comes over and he goes, oh, all right. And he's like, where's the cage at for the thing? And I said, yo, it's over here. I said, do you have the keys? And he goes, oh no, I do have the keys. So he said, here, you I think I can use these. And not me, like he was gonna use them. I said, yeah, all right. So I want this one, boom. And I go up and I go home, right? End of Walmart experience. And I'm like, wow, this is fucking horrible. I don't know how anybody could shop at Walmart in general. I fucking hate it. Absolutely hate it. It's the worst experience ever, right?
Now, Wize, this is what happens when the self-help meetings of PTSD for Walmart shoppers suddenly closes down at the local YMCA. We get to hear about it here right now.
Yeah. So I come home and I'm like, all right, yeah, man, I'm gonna try this beard trimmer out. And I go to unpack it and I go to plug it in and I unveil the trimmer, and it's like someone shaved a fucking cat with it. It's covered in hair. The whole thing is covered in hair.
Wait, so this is hold on now. This is an electric.
You got a
razor the whole
used
time?
you got a used razor, whatever.
Well, not that I wanted to buy a used razor. Some scumbag used the razor, shaved everything off their face, and then rebagged it back up and put it back in the container.
Since we all live in Nepa, right? Which Walmart was this?
Dixon City.
Dixon. I was gonna say Dixon City.
Yeah,
but it was Dixon City. Okay.
Oh yeah. So, big shout out to the scumbag that shaved his entire body and then rebagged the trimmer and then resealed it back up to resell back at Walmart because hey, they don't check their merchandise.
The quality control from Walmart's got to be there somewhere. They didn't look in the fucking thing to see that it was fully used to retape.
Fucking zero, dude.
So did you go back to Walmart?
I went back to Walmart yesterday, and I refunded my money. But as soon as I got there, I was like, I went early in the morning this time, early in the morning. And I was probably there at like, I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock. And the poor old lady who was doing returns was doing in there by herself. And I go up to her and I said, "Hi, ma'am." I said, "I have a nightmare situation with this beard trimmer. I'm returning it." And she goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's not a problem. You want cash or credit?" And I said, "Well, cash is fine. Doesn't matter, whatever." And then she asked the magical question, "Is it used?" And I said, "Well, ma'am, I had the intention to use it, but somebody already beat me to the punch."
Okay.
I said it was covered in freaking hair.
Now, for people that don't understand exactly how tall Tony is, he's about 6'4", 6'5". So this little old lady is probably 5'5", 5'6", very old. Tony is probably towering over her, laughing about getting a box. She's probably thinking she might be in some danger right about now.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because you do have that lawnmower man kind of look about you, Tony.
Every once in a while.
Jeff Fahey.
But yeah, don't buy your personal grooming products from Walmart.
Well, at first I thought you were just buying a straight razor because you kept using the goddamn word razor. Yeah. And the biggest surprise was when you said, "Oh, I pulled it out of the box." I'm like, "What the hell?" And you're like, "Oh, there was hair on it." The biggest surprise was it being electric.
Yeah, electric beard trimmer, shaver, whatever.
And just use a blade.
I dry shave the sides, but I trim all up in here.
Oh, come on!
I know. How dare I?
Thing on there, you throw the whole.
But
thing
you know what? This show isn't about me and my triumphant Walmart stories.
Are you sure now? Because Sparky has another picture right there that he is ready to flip around there.
Can't wait. My nightmare. My nightmare begins.
Take this, please. Do not eat me. The lube is in the case.
Sparky's really fantasizing about lube today, huh?
Well, it's in the same area.
The one thing he forgot from the grocery store is still stuck in his head and now going right on to Sparky's
boom.
Boot.
Perfect.
Well, why?
You know what? This show is not about me. It is about Wize Otero. Of course, podcast extraordinaire. He is the host of Stuck in My Mind. He's the host of about 6 podcasts right now.
It's only 3, 4. I got 4 shows. I'm doing 4 shows.
Oh, Wize in the morning. You got
Poppy J and Wize El Jefe.
Wize and Jefe, yeah.
And I got Mentality with my man Cole Johnson.
And then you're also producing.
Yes, I'm also producing shows. Work. I have one, and me and her actually have to get back to it. I Am Wild. Can't wait we actually recorded episodes almost a year ago, and we still haven't released them, and we still got to record some more shows. Just exciting times, man. But I got a story of my own. So
we are ready. We are ready.
So I'm a Giants fan, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you've already stopped watching after the first game. You already know.
So,
You're getting sucked into story number 2.
So I was going to divorce my wife recently because of a picture she sent me. So
was it her way with another man?
No, not even worse than that.
Worse.
So she had the nerve to send me a picture of her wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I was
Sparky. If you don't draw that shit, I'm divorcing you, Sparky.
Exactly. Have sex with all the men you want, their wives, but don't go sending your husband's pictures of yourself with a Cowboys jersey on.
Yeah, no, it was heartbreaking.
Mentally handicapped. That's all it is.
Yeah, I was. Listen, I got the papers prepared. I was ready to hand them over to her because you just can't do such a thing. And Kevin has actually met my wife. She's very pretty.
She's beautiful, very eloquent, articulate when speaking. I love you guys to death. I'm no longer working at that place anymore. So, if you're looking for me.
I did go looking for you recently, and you weren't there.
Yeah, I'm working somewhere else now. I'm at Lazy Boy Furniture right now, and selling people the furniture of their dreams. High quality furniture, not sponsored.
Premium sofas and chairs.
Yeah. It's basically, how do you like sitting in that chair? Well, but no, I don't work up there anymore, man. But you guys were always cool, and you know me. They said I wasn't doing my job, and that's, in my opinion, the biggest ton of bullshit possible. But whatever. So she sent you a picture of herself with the Dallas Cowboys jersey on?
Yes.
Did she just want to see?
Wait. Where? I not to say I'm saying like risque.
She was
like
at
a
work.
risque picture with the Dallas Cowboys.
No, she was at work.
Oh, okay.
She was at work. Yeah.
Well, at least you know that whenever your wife is wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey, she is very faithful because it's certain that she won't be scoring.
No, it doesn't look like they're scoring today. I don't
know. They're playing the Chargers right now. Last I checked, it was 7-7. But the biggest problem there now is that Jerry Jones met somebody that has equal amount of ego that he has when it comes to football, Mike McCarthy, and that's perfectly fine to a degree. If you want to go 8-9 or 9-8, you got a break-even kind of record. But man, your Giants are just. They're
trash. You said you're trash. You can say it. They're trash. Yeah.
I don't get the idea where they said, "Oh, hey, no one's in the bidding room with Daniel Jones." No other team.
I don't even blame Daniel Jones. You can't blame him when he's been hit 77 times like the first 4 games. He got sacked 11 times in one game.
Dallas is now up 17-10.
Yeah, so I can blame him a little bit. He holds the ball as long as Justin Fields sometimes without the ability to run.
No.
Tyrod Taylor wasn't looking terrible, and he's been on the couch for how long? If the guy that's been sitting down for the majority of the time is looking close to as good as you are, there's something wrong there. Remember when Geno Smith came in for Russell Wilson? Everybody's like, Geno Smith's going to be terrible. He came in there and he looked okay-ish. And then the next year, Russell Wilson's on the Denver Broncos, and Geno Smith just gets in there and does his thing. I think the Giants need to be run oriented. They drafted the wrong wide receiver. Their defense is just, who they got? Wink Martindale as their defensive coordinator. He's pretty decent, but man, it just sucks.
Yeah, well, it's okay, man. I'm over it. I moved on to hockey and basketball season. So
basketball's coming up. Who's your basketball team?
I'm a New Yorker, man. You're
going the Knicks then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
even though I'm a Brooklyn boy, I've been a Knicks fan since the 80s. Of course, the Yankees Stadium's behind me, and the Rangers for hockey.
Britain Dumpster Fire Studios is behind me.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. That one of my favorite players in the New York Knicks went, and this guy really put the team on his back for almost a whole season while Allen Houston was injured. Latrell Sprewell is one of the best. Look at that, Giants 145. I'm not sure what that means there, Sparky. Why don't you speak up and tell us?
That's how many minutes they haven't scored an offensive touchdown in.
Woo! 145 minutes. Oh my God. I wish I could know something like that, but as a Dolphins fan, we have just been tearing it up this season.
You guys get one good season, and now you're like, oh, fucking look at the Dolphins.
Miami scored another touchdown.
Don't worry, Tony. We got one.
Tom Brady's not spanking your ass while he was playing. Now that he's retired, like, the Dolphins are doing super good now.
It took us long enough. We got really spoiled from the Dan Marino era, but yeah, it's looking like a very lucrative season so far.
It's pretty interesting. So.
It's just tough, man. With all the mediocrity that the Dolphins have seen throughout the years, it's finally good to see us on top of the division right now. But enough about football. I could talk football for days, weeks, months, and years.
Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares.
They
want to hear about Kevin Neary.
They do not want to hear about Kevin.
Oh, they don't.
How's the fiance, Kevin? How's the fiance, by the way?
Oh my God, we got some great news there, Wise.
You're expecting a baby.
Yes, a sim. We share the Sims game, and we've been banging on that. No, we got some great news on the way. I don't want to spoil any spoilers or anything like that quite yet, but some very good news on the way.
It's here.
And, she's continuing to work on her YouTube channel. We'll be together very shortly, and we'll just see that on the way. But I'll be in Mackinac. If anybody's looking for some live stand-up comedy in northeastern Pennsylvania, we'll be at the Mackinac Sportsman's Club. I know what you're thinking. Where the fuck is that? Well, you have Google, so figure it out, because so do I. I have to figure out.
Good luck trying to spell that shit.
We fucking live in northeast Pennsylvania, and I don't even know where the fuck that shit is at. Like,
there's you would swear you're in a different state from the South once getting in there. It's very, very, very hillbilly-ish.
Okay.
You could tell the more
are they
hillbilly.
Are they going to be prepared for your kind of humor?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They well, if they're not, they will be soon. The you can tell the more hillbilly it gets is the more they start naming stuff after the person who did the murders or after the people that were murdered. So they're just, after all the murders happened there and they took over the town, they said, "Hey, who were all those people? Mackinac was really."
That's where the rape.
How about we do them one favor and we name the town after them? All right, that sounds good. Mackinac it is.
That's where the rape and incest jokes are just like top notch.
Well, yeah, because they're just like, "What's wrong with that? I love my sister. Why? How the hell did you do that?" "Well, I married my sister, makes her my wife, and then I time traveled, fucked her again, and fucked my mom, making her also my aunt." Mastered time travel incest, you fucking hillbilly. Well, all right.
You're better than Marvel right now.
And if you're having that kind of conversation with somebody, you have to also tack on, "Would you like to supersize your meal today?" "Well, I don't know. Maybe not that healthy." By the way, if you're worried about the health benefits of McDonald's supersizing, may I remind you, you're still eating at McDonald's. Just
the place,
the
gas station in Mackinac is the only place you could buy a keg with a handle on it that you can refill your soda with.
Yeah, they kick you out of Mackinac if they find out that you have dental insurance. They say, "Who do you think you? I bet you think you're better than us now." It's a pretty bad scene there, all around there, dude. But they'll be fine with the they'll have a good time with the comedy. There's we've got some posts from the Podguyz Podcast, and we've been really getting into the holiday season when it comes to Halloween there. Wise, do you celebrate Halloween at all?
Not really. This year I plan on actually buying some candy and having some candy for the kiddies when they come, but Since the grandkids no longer live here, I'm I might dress up this year myself.
Kind of all bummed out, man.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
there are kids out there that do some trick-or-treating in hotels. And here's one story that Tony posted in the Podguyz Podcast Facebook fan page. He says, where this plus-size traveler calls on hotels to enlarge hallways. Now, she is a larger woman. I know what you're thinking. Really? Women can be large? Yes, Wise. They can be very large. And now Tony put down, I think as an influencer, you are trying to bring light to everyday issues, but in no way am I fat shaming everybody. Kind of.
No, I wasn't.
I think, you know what I think she's doing? I think she's skinny shaming the hallway. We should ask how the hallway feels.
That's the reply I was going with, Kevin.
They're very narrow. Yeah, she's not even that big if you've seen the picture on the Podguyz Podcast Facebook fan.
She's a light 375.
She carries her weight like Kirby, you know? She's kind of
Yeah. She's like that girl that's been getting a lot of clout right now. They call her Jabba the Hutt, but I forget her name.
We'll get back to football real quick. Did you see that the Cam Newton is laying out his demands if the Jets gave him a call? Cam, first of all, dude, what demands? What do you've turned into the picky ugly girl to prom overnight? Yeah. You know, I've seen him play for the Patriots, and I've been a big Cam Newton defender, big fan for him for
you really were. You were a big supporter.
And I've seen him throw balls just straight in the dirt. And I'm like, man, he has lost it completely. And now he's laying out his list of demands, probably just to fire up some crap. Sparky's got the board real quick. Sparky, what's on that big board?
Hey, you should make the halls wider. They're filming The Whale 2 in the ballroom. That's what happened. She had her fat suit on.
Oh, you see, most people have fat suits on. I took off mine years ago. I have no idea. I believe it or not, I don't really worry about Halloween. I don't get trick-or-treaters. We're on a second floor in a shady part of Wilkes-Barre. So, all of my neighbors treat me with nothing but respect because I'm pretty sure they think I'm a cop and I'm not.
Yeah, but the weird thing is that when you go knocking on their door,
Will's like, yeah, I can see that. You
know? When you go knocking on their door saying trick or treat, and it's not Halloween, they find it kind of weird.
It's a weird scene all around. That's for sure. But the most popular Halloween costume right now is this one right here. If you direct your screens right here, we got this one right here. It is when your husband dresses up like a train and your wife is that female officer that was banging the whole unit. Perfect costume.
Cute couple costume. Yeah, definitely.
That's what happens when you run a train.
It's there's been alternatives that families have tried so far to get their kids off of the candy, where they will let their kids trade in candy for toys, and it seems like a really nice idea for
the Switch.
Yeah, the Switch. Yeah, do you do that with your kids, Tony?
No. God, no. They would probably chop me up and leave me in an old folks home.
They would freak out, right? Because now they're showing these videos. Will they're showing the videos of the kids being happier about this idea? Which, hey, all kids can act happy on camera for $10. You say, hey, here's $10. Act like this is working there for a moment. Oh Lord!
Whoever made that shit must have been really, really something special.
Well, we had some big news happen yesterday, and rest in peace to Suzanne Summers.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah. She lost her battle with cancer. And this is It's sad news. She was 76 years old though. 76 is old enough where you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she
But
fought
it's not-
a battle with cancer, though. I mean, it was, she had it for a long time.
She stayed good looking. She stayed good looking enough to the point where she wore her age pretty well.
Well, that Thigh Master does wonders.
What's that?
That Thigh Master does wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Thigh Master. I remember those infomercials. And
no word a lie, right? She said this on a radio interview. She said that she uses the she used the Thigh Master every day since she's gotten one. And she does it 50 times a day, every day. That's crazy dedication right there.
It's a good workout.
Yeah.
Round. I mean, it kept her thighs in great shape, which at an older age, you want to make sure you can still use your thighs to fuck. I mean, just throwing it out there, but switching up gears
The rest of her turned to shit, but her thighs, impeccable.
Speaking of who might be bedroom pals and who might not be, we got Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Oh, even you guys here now?
Yeah, we're even doing it. You got it.
We can't escape that.
See, I'm seeking a reaction. I'm just hitting headlines until Wise wakes up and says, hold on. Hold on.
You hit the trigger mark.
This is everywhere. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, and then it was funny because this lady, it was a TikTok or whatever, and this lady's talking to her husband, and she goes, "Oh yeah, have you ever heard of this guy, Travis Kelce, who she's made him famous?" And the husband's like, "He's won 2 fucking Super Bowls. What the fuck are you talking about?" Yeah, but she made him famous. She really made him famous. He was a nobody. I'm like, and the husband's like, "Bitch, what the fuck you talking about? He's fucking a 2-time Super Bowl winner. Like he's a future Hall of Famer."
I mean, at this point, Taylor Swift is famous enough. You don't go tight end first on this. You go quarterback, right? You can't go tight end first.
Patrick Mahomes is already taken.
Yeah, well, Pat Mahomes is, already been. I like Pat Mahomes' story with his wife. Met in high school sweethearts, stayed together. People are like, "Oh, she's crazy. Oh, she's annoying." Dude, I love the way that she acts only because it is exactly how a person without a lot of money acts when they do get a lot of money. They act a little crazy. She's acting a little nutty in some situations, and that's okay. I'll let a lot of that slide. Now, if you've always had money and you're acting like an asshole, Paris Hilton, then I'll just say like, whoa, hold on now. You don't need to be. You are taking money out of starving porn stars' mouths right now, you psycho.
Yeah, the funny thing is that his particular merchandise jumped 400%.
Yeah,
400% since the Taylor Swift stuff.
Yeah, that's because a lot of women are pulling this. And by the way, ladies, this is not a sexy thing to do in the bedroom. They're trying to put on a Travis Kelce jersey and saying like, "Hey, do you want to role play?" It's like, what do I have to pretend you're Travis Kelce? But I get to fuck you? Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
I know. I look fucking good for
pretend
Taylor
I'm Travis Kelce that had a sex change, and then you could fuck. Oh, that's even worse. Hold on, ways to get men out of the mood as well. But Taylor Swift.
But Kevin, there's 6 wild stats. 6 of them. Since Taylor and Travis got together, right?
Okay.
Number 1. The Chiefs Bears game drew 24.3 million viewers for the most watched NFL game of the week, or of this year, I should say, of this year, almost beating out the Super Bowl. Crazy, right? Number 2, the viewership earned 63% of an increase in women watchers.
Wow.
His t-shirt or his jersey sales jumped 400% with Fanatics. he gained 300,000 new Instagram followers.
300,000.
300,000 person jump in just his Instagram.
That's it. This is what we do. We got to do it. Tony, they need to take Taylor Swift and put her on the Gaza Strip. Okay. That is my
not to mention Jason and Travis Kelce's podcast soared to #1 overall on Apple.
Wow.
Yeah. Who even knew that he had one? Nobody.
I did.
Oh, stop it. Like you ever listened to it.
I watched a lot. They're very entertaining.
They are not entertaining.
They are.
Yeah,
They are as dry.
Yeah.
They're as dry as Sparky's asshole right now. Come on.
Tony, you have literally never watched it, and you're being a big critic of something that you never watched. You would like it if you watched it, man. They are very good banter back and forth. They're brothers. They grew up together. They know each other. All right. That's a great debate there.
Number 6 stat is the interest in Chiefs tickets skyrocketed on StubHub 3-fold.
Oh yeah, the Jets, when they played the Jets, Jets tickets went up 40%. Their ticket sales jumped up 40%.
Yeah.
The NFL was not stupid. They're taking advantage of this full big time. That's why they always showing her on TV. It brings in money. So
now there was some crazy shit that stemmed from this.
I just want her to breathe on me. If she would just breathe on me and I'll be happy. Like, give me the Swifties, like whatever, just breathe on me. I'll be happy. And
well, they are selling jars of Taylor Swift's breath on eBay for $4,000 a jar. That's the starting price, but you can do the buy now feature for $6,500 plus shipping and handling. So that experience could happen there, Wise, but it's a very expensive experience.
I know people that are selling bathwater for like $10 a bottle.
Yeah, they are. They are doing that.
Well, what about that lady who's selling her farts in the jar?
Oh, yeah.
Farts in the jar.
Yeah, that's great.
Didn't I speak about that on there?
Yeah, we did. Once upon a time. Yeah, the one thing that stemmed from this whole Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift thing is that the Indian Council, people for the what the heck is it called?
The tribal nations.
The Tribal Nations Indians Council came to Taylor Swift and told her, since you are now a representative of the Chiefs organization, can you happen to go to the staff and try to get them to change their name away from the Chiefs?
So the Chiefs is not a discriminatory name. You know that. It's just a rank of tribes, and not all tribes had chiefs, by the way.
And let's be honest, not just Native American, like African tribes, their leaders are called chiefs.
Yep.
So it's not like they have a trademark on the word chief. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs do, but anyway, but.
I know. You have nothing to say about it.
It is one. I know what you're thinking there, Wise. It is one group that is also being kind of ignorant with their own word and claiming ignorance on one end when the ignorance is also on the other end. It's just it's at the end of the day. Now, I didn't like the name Redskins, though. You know, that's just like really. You're going to continue to go with that one?
So why? Okay. So then why change the Cleveland Indians?
I didn't mind that idea because they used the cartoon Indian guy.
Okay. You could always change the character. Why change the name? The name wasn't offensive.
So the name was instructed towards the slang that was inferred to on people of native tribes in the Americas at the time, when in fact it was really the India that we were trying to get to. So the name is also just kind of insensitive towards the people that weren't actually here, and leave it.
That's like Jewish people being insensitive of being called Jews.
No, that would be like Jewish people being insensitive to being called Afghans, because you're not in Afghanistan. You don't look.
Yeah, but if you're Native American Indian, Like, and someone calls you Indian, it's not
The
they're-
reason, okay, so the reason that they thought that they were getting to India, the country of India, and they were doing that shortcut.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
So, okay, so they would be called Indians. We still stayed with the word and then twisted it to make it feel like it was the right answer anyways, by saying, no, you're American Indians. No, because they all had different tribes. You had the Cheyenne, you had the Tuscaroran tribes, you had a bunch of, and by the way, these tribes were still very violent towards each other for the majority part. Like if you're wondering, well, if they're living here in peace and harmony the whole time, that is the furthest thing from the truth. If there's one thing that's been consistent, if not two things that's been consistent about humans, they've been fucking violent and good enough to poison each other constantly. Hell, we're still doing it today. Whether it be on the lowest scale of soda to the highest scale of cocaine. Well, we've blended both of those before. But yeah, man, I get it. It's just a team, and it's nothing negative that they're out there doing. It's not like they're out there saying like, yeah, we're unless people are like, Indians suck. And you're like, whoa, buddy, that's kind of racist. No, he's a baseball fan. Oh, okay. All right. You see how it kind of gets a little tricky there for some people. Not for me. I've watched baseball because I needed to sleep. Very boring sport, slow moving. They fixed some of the rules this past year, but yeah, man, I could tell you right now that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship is a lot better than Will Smith's and Jada Pinkett Smith's right now. A meme is going around on Facebook right now saying that Jada Pinkett Smith is really Tupac in drag.
By the way, we did receive.
There's no truth in that. I'm just going to debunk it, guys.
We did receive an email from Jada Pinkett Smith for the Win a Date with Sparky competition.
Oh, okay. And what did that email say, Tony?
It came in from Tupac Shakur himself, and I don't know how it happened. Like it was a weird thing about his alopecia, and something about now that he's transformed into a woman. He wants to throw his hat in the ring for the Win a Date with Sparky competition.
Oh, I thought that he wanted to throw his hat in the ring for Woman of the Year. Because when didn't Caitlyn Jenner win Woman of the Year?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all.
So going back to Jada, right? Going back to Jada.
She's been coming out with some wild shit lately.
Just know how to market a book. Like she got a book.
No, God. You know what? This is the worst way to market shit.
This is how she's doing it. Listen,
I know how she's doing it, but it's pissing a lot of people off. And I think not even that it's pissing a lot of people off, it's tearing a hole in our family. Even more than there already is.
You mean like the red table didn't tear a hole in the family? The fact that she brought her husband to a table to tell him that, yeah, I'm fucking our son's friend. And then lets him get himself in a position where he has to slap Chris Rock, right? Like, yeah, now she's really right. She's
digging shit in.
Yeah, she's really making it worse.
Well, she came out in a couple interviews that said that they haven't been together for 7 years.
Yes.
And that she never really loved him.
She loved Tupac, yes.
Yeah, she loved Tupac way more than she ever loved him.
She's been admitted that Tupac was her soulmate. She's already said she wished. I'm saying she's taking this man's dignity and just stomped it out. She's just taking
he is like the ultimate cuck.
Well, we don't know too much about Will Smith's personal life too. So we don't know how many strip clubs he's been to. He's been keeping a very low profile person.
Okay, but that's how you're supposed to do it. Like
her reaction to his low profile cheating is probably high profile cheating, just to shove it in everybody's faces. Now we're having sympathy for Will Smith when they're both playing fuck around time on each other.
Well, I don't really have sympathy for Will Smith. It's you knew when you married this bitch that she was in love with another man. That happened. Like you was never gonna live up to Tupac.
Yeah.
Regardless of how many movies you make, how many jiggy with whatever, you was never gonna be Tupac. That's who she was in love with. She just
You'll never be the musical icon. You'll never be the musical star. You'll never be the TV star that he was
From 1998 from 1998 to 2000, Will Smith had some momentum going in that direction.
Listen, Will Smith. Listen, Will Smith is a phenomenal talent. Great actor. One of the pioneers in hip hop. But he just wasn't gangster enough. He just wasn't hood enough for her. She wanted a cat that smack her around, be like, she's like, no, she be smacking Will around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she definitely flipped the script in that whole relationship where she wore the pants in the relationship.
He's the bitch in the relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're separated for 6 to 7 years or however long they've been separated since 2016 reported, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long is this sham of a marriage gonna continue to stay afloat? How long can you just not realize how many assets you have and how many assets she has to just amicably just separate completely?
She ain't got no fucking assets. We know who's the breadwinner there.
I mean, she's
Oh,
got some money.
She got to set it off. She got to set it off. Menace to society.
Yeah.
But she wasn't like, none of those are Independence Day. First of all, none of them are I Am Legend. None of them are in any of the movies that he's made. That's like,
so you take every one of Will Smith's movies,
1, 2,
right?
3.
You gotta subtract a kid for every one of Will Smith's movies, right? Because they have how many? 3, 4 kids together?
2.
Okay, so for every kid that they've had together, she's had to be pregnant and she couldn't work for that whole year, right?
Yeah.
And as an actress, that's a guarantee, unless you're playing a pregnant.
Give it 10 million per kid.
10 million per kid, and then you're out of the situation. And then just try your best to make Chris Rock. This is how you redo Will Smith's image. Try your best to make Chris Rock your best friend and let him slap you in the face on camera 5 times. The one time that you did it to him in front of the people at the Oscars or whatever the hell.
But the funniest shit was she came out and said, "Oh, I thought it was a skit."
Yeah.
You didn't fucking think it was a skit.
There's
You knew what was going on. When you looked at him, when you looked at him that way and he was like, "Are you gonna go up there and handle this?"
Mm-hmm.
That's the look you gave him. My man was like,
"Yeah,
okay, master, I'm gonna go up," and that's what he did. He went and smacked the shit out of Chris Rock because of you.
So do you think that
even though they weren't together and they like the whole thing is a sham?
Yeah,
like he still has ambitions and like, he's got everything that he wants to keep the marriage together, and he has these dreams and like delusions of like keeping the family together and keeping their life together. And you know what happened? Fucking zero. She stomped the shit out of his junk with like 6-inch stiletto heels, and she was like, "No, man, you better fight for my, fight for me." Because you're a bitch. Sometimes, man, you got to put on that man muscle, and you got to be like, "Oh, all right, I'll come up there," and you throw your little at somebody who can't defend themselves because you know that Chris Rock ain't defending himself against none of that.
You're beating up the weakest guy in the room. It's probably one of the worst moves you could possibly have at that.
Yeah, the one guy you could beat up. He's like, okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happened. Like if it were absolutely anyone else, I think he would never had the balls to do it.
Well, here's just switching up gears a little bit because this just came through the wire there, guys. All right. We're just breaking this live for you right now. And it's a former NFL All-Pro wide receiver, Antonio Brown, was arrested in South Florida over the weekend for failing to pay child support.
That's nothing.
Wow.
He's still getting arrested. It's not nothing new. He's still getting arrested for not paying child support. Then he'll get out, pay child support. Then he'll stop again and get arrested again. This dude has ruined his career. This is one of the only people in the history of sports to own a franchise, a arena football league for a month and get it kicked out of the league.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true.
You own a team for 1 month, and you get kicked out of the league.
Now you're not even talking like pre NFL. You're not even talking XFL. You're not talking AFL. We're talking Arena League, which is the creme de la creme of like marrying your sister. Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's the Albany Empire, and it's sad. It is sad that a franchise that's the only sports franchise in the capital region, in the state, in New York State, in Albany. That's the only sport franchise there, and you come and you ruin it for the fans because you are all about yourself and your ego. And now look at you now. You're behind bars again. I'm sure he's probably out by now because you can't pay your like.
Well, it's not that he can't pay his child support.
He's got
the money. I think that he didn't do it on time. Yeah. The NFL has been much better in recent years. The past 8 years, they have been giving the players that aren't in the league anymore a stipend paycheck. And here's Sparky's take on the whole situation. Wow, Antonio, you have a lot of young fans. He says, no, these are my kids. And behind him are a bunch of little stick figure kids. Why don't you back that away there, Sparky, so we can see the picture a little bit better. There you are. And as you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids right there. 7 kids. And the reason he had 7 kids was because Ben Roethlisberger wore the number 7. And there you go. That's if you were wondering. Yeah. So people kind of blame Antonio Brown's behavior right now on that one pass that Ben Roethlisberger threw that really knocked him out.
No, it's more Devontae Brissett hit that really kind of.
That was also a big hit, yeah.
That was a vicious hit, and that kind of since that hit, he hasn't been the same.
Yeah, he got that lettuce brain, and he was just. Or salad brain. Is that what they call it? Salad brain?
What? He could still he still had his root and muscle memory about him to run routes perfectly for Tom Brady. And then, of course, Tom Brady taking him in his house and trying to really get him reacclimated with the NFL again. The only way Antonio Brown really paid him back was by posting around on Twitter that he might have tried to fuck his wife. Literally the nicest way to thank your friend for saving your life financially and career-wise as well. But it's
let's be honest. You would try to fuck yourself too, though.
Hell yeah, he was.
I mean, there's no way you don't just try to if you're a straight man. You just, you walk up to her and she says, yes, can I help you? And you're like, sex, please.
Something.
Oh God. Something. Yeah,
I seen you bending over to try to get the meatloaf out of the oven, and I noticed that you were looking at me.
I saw you breathing, and can I put it in this jar? My friend Wize would really like just some of that breath on it, just a couple of it, just a couple puffs in there,
just a little bit.
Yeah. This is how I'm gonna pay my child support.
Just sell breath. Well, the thing is,
Sparky, if you're not drawing that shit, I don't know what you're drawing, buddy.
I've never seen these situations work out positive for ex-athletes at all, and that's going to be the real tough part for Antonio Brown moving forward with his life after football, because there is no more games for him to play. There's no big paychecks coming his way.
He's a loser.
He was hanging out with Tony's favorite, Kanye West, there for a while. Dude, why is Tony was enamored with Kanye West for like a year.
Yeah, that guy came up with some great stories, some great material. Being freaking right off the wire, man. Like, boom, he was in the top of the thing. And then like he set up his dates with God, I forget the girl that he's with now.
She's a model or an Italian.
His wife?
Yeah, it's new Italian wife.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember her name, but anyway, it's like she was giving him Hummers and a boat in Italy. He's officially, and according to her friends that came out to the press, he has been manipulating her in her fashion design and fashion ways telling her how to dress and when to go out in public.
Okay, so look at how Kim Kardashian is dressing now. Look at her fashion sense. He took her fashion sense. The man, I have to be honest. The man is a fashion genius. He knows what's hot. He knows how to dress. So if he wants to make his wife,
he knows how to turn heads, and that's the thing. That's his thing. He knows how to show stop. He knows how to wow people.
I'm not going to give him that credit. I just think that he's being himself so much to the point where it's almost impossible to ignore, where you have to turn your head and you're like, what the fuck kind of crazy is that man talking about?
100%.
He's going on. He's like, and if you think about it, the Lego people are living in houses of their own flesh. You're like, shut the fuck. Wait, hold on, Kanye. Hold on.
I never really thought of that, but you're right.
There's nothing that the guy really does to directly make sense. He literally pulled up in a Lamborghini and directed to the press about how they took all of his money, and they're like, "Who is that?"
He's like, "I'm so poor right now."
And he's going on about the Jewish-owned media, and they're like, how dare you call us the Jewish-owned media? In fact, by the time we're done with you, we're gonna call you an anti-Semite, and you'll be. It's
and by the way, Kevin, it was a Bugatti.
Bugatti. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know my fancy cars that well. You know?
Yeah, he pulled up in his Bugatti and he said that. He's like, I'm so poor.
I have no money.
They're taking all my money.
And
Sparky, what do you got on the big board? Meanwhile, in the Podguyz Podcast production shed, now kids, breathe into the jar so we can get our daddy out of jail. With
Celebrity breath currency is a new thing. We're gonna hashtag that and see if we can get it moving around viral right there. So, Wize, which podcast lane are you in? Because you got 6 of them. Is there one that is your particular mainstay where people can just look you up?
Yeah, where is your love right now? Where Will?
Stuck in my mind is definitely that's my baby. That's what I've been doing. That's my baby. That's why I started it all with, man. So I'm still doing that.
I've loved the motivational and inspirational quotes that you've been coming out with lately. They've been fantastic. Now, if you haven't heard Will's Wize's stuff, check him out on Facebook, all of your social media pages. And he always comes up and he says, what is your win of the week? And I love that. I love it, Will.
Oh, you mean in the Facebook group? Yeah. Listen, I'm just trying to build a community where we just support each other and uplift each other, man. Like, especially the podcasting community, where it's such. I've met so many cool people that I've actually become friends with, and I'm just someone who just supports his friends, man. I just love I'm always when I get to stay up or I catch the replay, I'll catch you guys, or like you share it on Real Wize Productions Facebook group page, and that's the reason I created it, was so that we can get everybody's any.
Oh, I would have shared a lot more on there if I'm like, because I didn't want to like be.
But that's what it's for.
You don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be that guy?
No.
I'm that guy.
Be that guy. I don't want you getting mad and be like, Kev, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you sharing everything there? What is wrong with you? Seriously, you are oversharing.
Nah, man, listen, it's all about sharing, man. It's all about networking and growing.
All right, you got it on record now. He says, do as much as you want. Shit all over the place. Because I try to be respectful. We do talk, our takes on certain things are a little off of the balance.
Did I just tell you Tony airs the show right onto Real Wize Productions? He puts the show on right onto Real Wize Productions, so people see the show, so they know what's it about. They know you curse, they know everything.
All right, well, they better know. They better.
NSFW, not safe for work.
It's again, I built the community so we can connect and collaborate And that's all it's about for me. It's being able to uplift and inspire and just have a great time, man. I love podcasting. I love being able to come on, talk on the mic. I love the fact that I'm networking with some amazing people. Like Kevin is one of the few people I've met through podcasting that I've actually had the honor to really sit down and talk to and meet him in person. And we hung out, we spoken a few times, and I look forward to really connecting with everyone. I'm trying to connect with Tony so we can do something. We're what 30 minutes away from each other.
No.
So
About that, yeah.
Even
yeah.
less.
No, if anybody's wondering about Wize in real life compared to podcast life, he's one of the most authentic people you ever meet in your life. Honestly, it doesn't get more real than Wize right here. Honestly, and whenever I tune into your podcast, man, you know what episode you're watching after a couple sentences. You could tell. Because sometimes we get a guest on every now and then, and we're like, oh fuck, here we go, right, Tony? But
no, we would never do that.
But well, I do.
We know exactly what we're getting into.
Whenever I hear whenever I'm listening to Wize's podcast, though, he's always so interested in the next thing that the person has to say. I'm thinking to myself, wow, man, that it does take a lot of energy to keep the interest at that level. I'm never at that 100% level all the time, because sometimes, Tony, we do get those guests on here where you're just like, oh my God, this
I've had those moments. I've had those moments where I've had guests okay. So if you see an episode ever go 25 to 30 minutes, I had to end it quickly because it wasn't that it wasn't good. It's just they've kind of like bored the hell out of me. And so people whoever
look up Wize stuck in your mind. Look for the ones that are 45 minutes.
Yeah, look,
and skip over those.
That's the thing. Sometimes
my shows average like 47, 40, 50 minutes, right? So but when I cut it to like 25, 30 minutes, then I'm like, I'm rushing because either it doesn't seem like they're very, I don't know how to put
responsive.
This.
Very responsive.
Well, not even that, because I think I know what you're trying to get at there. So there's certain people when you're doing entertainment, they tell you how much time they have to talk and how much they have to talk about, and then when you get into it, you realize they're only good at lying about that. And you bid it and you're like, oh crap. And after they're already done with everything they could possibly have to say, you look at the timer and you're like, fucking 10 minutes. Okay. All right. This is going to be 15 minutes of tricky right here. Yeah. And, you're fishing around. I call it's called fishing in a zombie lake right there, because by the time you think you got something, you reel it in. You're like, oh, fuck, that was bad anyway. You're at a dead end. You're at a fucking dead end that looks alive, but it's not. Editing all of that gets a little tricky too, because you got to put it out there, and then you still got to talk to these people afterwards.
That's why I go live.
Yeah.
That's why I switched to live, was so that I wouldn't have to edit it, because now it's out there. Once I go live, it's out there. The questions are, so it saves me the point of going back to edit and shit, because now it happened. I'm not gonna erase it. Fuck it, like just leave it in there. And so it's made it easier for me to upload my audio podcast, because depending on the episode,
and I feel like it makes it better. Not necessarily for you, but I mean, even for us, when we do everything live, of course, like everything's out there. It's not edited. It's not cut down. It's not watered down. Like we ask the right questions at the right time, because we've done this for a while.
Yeah.
And even if you listen to some of our earlier material, like we didn't have it down. We were asking the wrong questions. We were leading the guest down the road that we didn't want to go, instead of steering the ship.
I literally asked Tony. I was texting. We were looking through some old episodes, and I texted him. I said, Tony, when the fuck did 3 hours sound like a good idea?
Never.
And it was like an hour of the guest being like, okay, yeah, we're doing this, right? And then 2 hours of the guest looking like, what's going on? Why did I agree to this?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
Yeah.
you know, you kind of you do find what works and what doesn't work. And then there was always that one that kind of, you know, I was kind of new to the podcast on here, and I didn't want to pick around too much, but you know, Tony was always open and looking for criticism, which you don't find too many people to work with when you're in the entertainment business who's open to a structured criticism. So remember the old show, the old version used to start up where Tony would play some music. We'd all stare at each other for a solid 40 seconds.
Only because we weren't a live show at that point. I was editing down and I was doing the cut in for music in the very beginning of the show.
There was a cut in for music, but
yeah,
the better version, I was like, Tony, I said, you know, your voice and your intro is so already pumped up anyways that you're going to be able to carry that intro into the show anyways. The music isn't needed. And, you know, you don't really hear this too much. If you have the better idea, sometimes people don't agree with you just because they don't want to. But Tony was much more than open to be like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I never thought about it like that. And, you know, it zipped it and we streamlined it a little bit to a much better rhythm. Sparky found his place where he's doing he does the artwork, interjects every now and then, because Sparky, a lot of people don't realize that how much he knows about music and movies and sports and just about everything possible. At the drop of a hat, he can give you the line, the scene from basically any Star Wars, James Bond movie, sci-fi, you name it, he's got it. So, you know, we all carry a little bit of something, to the point where when you do get a guest on, well, now we do a little bit of prep work even before the show with the guest, not like with yourself, because we already, you know, we're already familiar with each other. So we'll do like a little bit of, how we want them to answer questions. Just answer the question and trust us enough to ask the next question from that point. So that way you don't run into a ramble.
Yeah, no, I hate when someone sends me, okay, and you can ask these questions. Like, no, this is my fucking show. I'm going to ask whatever the fucking questions I want to ask. You're not going to send me a list of questions I should ask you because it's my fucking show. Yep. So, yeah, I've had that situation where people send me the questions and I'm like, yeah, no, fuck this.
Yeah. No, not necessarily that every guest works out into your favor.
No,
but I'm sure you've had people that were like, not necessarily, man, we've had a lot of guests on our show. We've had a lot of
bro.
We've had a lot of guests on our show.
Bro, like
some of them we've had to vet. Very, very, and I mean vet. Woo.
I've interviewed some people like before I went to video, right? When I was strictly audio, I probably have like 200 episodes as far as audio that I haven't touched, that I haven't used whatsoever. And these episodes are going back to 2021.
Oh wow.
And there's quite a few of them in there where I was like, oh fuck, this episode is fucking horrible. Like, yeah. And it wasn't that I didn't try, it was just the person I was interviewing, they were real stiff. They were more there for they sound like they were reading a fucking script. And I hate that. When I tell people, I'm like, I just want you to be yourself. Come on, be yourself, be unique. Be you.
Be natural. Be natural.
I don't want
give
you
us real questions, real answers.
Yeah, like don't come on and like I have your info. I have the questions set up. Of course, if you have programs or books, whatever, I'm gonna ask about those things. But don't fucking don't come with a script like you're fucking promoting the whole fucking this is a one big infomercial. No.
I'm gonna give a big shout out to Kevin, because Kevin is the man when it comes to pre-setting up before we actually go live to talk about some of the weirdest shit possible. And not to say that I vet everybody. You know what? There are some people that pass through the meter. and they've been on our show, and we've had some great interviews. But Kevin, every time, he always asks the right questions at the right time. And I think we've only had one interviewee that was like, no, I'm just not going to do this, and canceled way out, like even when we were just about to go live. And I think we've only had one person do that.
It happens. And Tony makes the magic happen by grabbing up every guest possible and sharing 103 times, popping it on Spotify, editing, and we're giving it a shot, man. We're very consistent. We do it every week, and to just pop it out there live every week, you get into a little bit of a rhythm. I mean, sometimes there's not too much going on in the news, but whatever is going on in the news, we definitely have the worst take on that situation, no matter what. That's why, I've always said the way to solve the peace in the Middle East, put the Olympics there. There you go.
Taylor Swift in the Giza Strip.
Yeah, hey, it's an idea that hasn't been tried yet.
But gentlemen, I had a wonderful time, but it is way past my bedtime.
Yeah, we're gonna close out. We're gonna close out. If people are gonna follow you, find you, how would they get in touch with you, sir?
Go to actually check out my website. Go to realwizeproductions.com. There you'll find out everything about all the shows that we're doing. Go to stuckmymindpodcast.com and check us out there as well.
Is there's stuff on the horizon, isn't there, Will? As far as Will TV.
The Real Wize TV, yeah, man. We have
Real
that.
Wize TV.
We're trying to build that YouTube channel. But
it's a good brand. It's a good brand.
The ultimate goal is to have my own TV channel, like just like the radio station was a learning experience, and so the only other option is to have my own platform, like outside of, it was Real Wize Radio. It was great. It was great. 2 years, man. It was a great 2 years run, but it was a lot of work, and I was just
a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was a learning experience. I don't consider it a failure. I consider it as something that I've learned from it.
The stepping stone, of course.
It's just
there are no bad ideas. There's only good ideas that went horribly wrong.
The thing was, it didn't go horribly wrong. It was just too much time consuming, and I'm doing too much stuff, man. It's not like I have an assistant or anything. It's just me. So it's a lot of work.
Poppy? You got Poppy doing stuff for you, right?
I'm more of the technical guy.
Yeah, all right.
I'm more of the technical guy. He shows up.
He's big shout out to Poppy J and Brandy and all those others.
Yeah.
We love them all.
But thank you once again, gentlemen, for having me. Always a pleasure coming on the show and talking to you guys.
What we do, brother. It's what we do. We're the Podguyz Podcast. I'm Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary.
Of course, the ever-loving Picasso.
Sparky.
Guys, tune in, share, like down below. Make sure you share stars, buy merch. www.merchbooth.com for all your Podguyz Podcast merchandise. Have a great night. Bye.
Peace out.